Hi friends, Matt Noyes, Tuesday Insights, the deeper dive into meteorology. If you want something quick and easy for the next 24 hours, we've got you covered. It's at our homepage, 1degreeoutside.com. You're looking for Noyes Notes and 1 Degree Outside today. This is going to have a lot of meteorology, and it's several minutes long, but we leave no stone unturned. You will know exactly what's going on with the remnant of Debby that's coming our way, with the chance for flash flooding, with the chance for wind gusts, with the weekend forecast. You're getting it all right? Downpours are coming with northern disturbances over the next 2 days. Then we get this little break later tomorrow into Thursday. By the time we get to Friday and Saturday, we've got the remnant of Debby with rain and some wind. We'll cover both. And a delightful day is likely on Sunday behind that leftover of Debby as it goes by. Rain over the last 24 hours. Hear from a lot of you have gardens. You love to know how much fell. You can find where you are, how much came down. It's interesting. We had some pretty strong storms in parts of central New England, but it's not like it was a widespread, meaningful rainfall. You know, I love to show water vapor satellite imagery. What this is, the satellite is finely tuned here to pick up on the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere. And the greens and whites indicate where there's more moisture. The yellows are the drier air. I always tell you this is a great tracer in the atmosphere. You can certainly see the feed of northern stream disturbances dropping down to New England. That's responsible for our showers and downpours today and tonight and again on Wednesday, right? Down to the south, that's a ton of moisture that, of course, is associated with Debby, and that's still available to us, and that's what we're going to tap into as we get late in the week, Friday into Saturday. Look, I record this early in the morning and then leave it up for you over the course of the day, so as of the time that I'm recording this right now, we're talking about what is a 5 a.m. advisory. You're going to find the 8 and the 11. Look, the theme is the same, though. Whenever you're watching this, I always try to make sure that everything I put in here is kind of tailored to you, no matter what time of day you're checking out the Insights video. So the point out of this is when you look at the forecast cone of probability, the center of leftover Debby comes over New England as we head into the upcoming weekend. Sure, there's a cone of probability as to where it may track. It does become non-tropical. It goes from a tropical depression to a non-tropical system as it comes out over the Gulf of Maine. That certainly has an impact with regard to the wind, right? You've got nearly a guarantee of tropical storm force winds in the southeast. Here at home, remember, tropical storm force wind, that's not gusts. That's sustained wind of 39 miles per hour or greater. And the chance of that happening as we get into Friday and Saturday is very low. The areas that are in green are about a 10% chance that you'd find tropical storm force sustained winds of 39 miles per hour or greater. Gusts is a different story. Take a look. So what I'm doing here is coloring in yellow for you areas where there's tropical storm force gusts. So gusts that would be over 39 miles per hour, 39 miles per hour or greater, right? You'll find that they get left behind for a while. Debby weakens, but as everything moves over New England and you start to get a southerly wind coming across the water, notice by the time we get to the overnight Friday night, we start to get perhaps some gusts of 40 miles per hour coming up near Montauk Point. And once we get deeper into the day on Saturday, now you've got that chance across the islands and out in the Gulf of Maine as well. So we are going to start to see at least gusts up to 40 miles per hour, maybe even 45 miles per hour briefly on the Cape and the islands as we get into the course of the day on Saturday. Then by Sunday, that would be gone. Rain is, I think, the biggest producer for all of us, and that's for two reasons. One, yes, you still have these northern disturbances, and what they are doing is bringing cold fronts, or at least a cold front that stalls, comes back as a warm front. Either way, the point here is you're bringing in Canadian air, which is cooler and drier air. So today, this raises to an extensive threat for moderate risk of flash flooding across much of eastern Pennsylvania, from Philadelphia all the way up to New York City. We are more removed from that in New England. We have our showers, we have downpours. When you look at the amount of rain, you'll notice, okay, it's not a lot to write home about. You get the showers over the day, but wait a minute. Once we get to the overnight tonight, the rain comes on strong. Now, I don't know that every one of these spots is going to be precise to the mile, right? But I do know that the theme is correct. You notice you've got 3 or 4 inches in spots near the south coast of Connecticut. That may end up in Fairfield County. But nonetheless, the farther south and southwest you go, the greater the risk of getting perhaps some localized flash flooding in the overnight this upcoming night for our Tuesday night. That brings us into Wednesday. It will rain in the morning, which you see here. We get to the middle of the day. A lot of the rain's letting up. It does let up from northwest to southeast. So Cape Cod, the islands may keep the rain around a little bit longer. This is the map at midday. Once you get late in the day, a lot of even that is gone. Here is Debby. Now remember, this is that frontal boundary that came through, the dividing line between the cooler, drier air trying to muscle in and the tropical moisture we looked at in that water vapor satellite imagery. When you put those together, that is a tremendous clash. The clash between warmth and humidity and moisture all streaming north, colliding with the cooler, drier air that we get a taste of late Wednesday and Thursday. This sets the stage for rain on Friday that turns to downpours as we get into the course of Friday afternoon, Friday evening, Friday night, and yes, Saturday too, as the storm center comes by. And this is when we talked about that wind gust potential that comes on particularly through the south coast into the Gulf of Maine as this comes by on Saturday. By Sunday, it would be all done. Total rain, when you look at the next 5 days and put it all together, still looking at 3 to 5 inches of rain across a lot of central and southern New England, 2 to 3 inches of rain when you come across northern New England. This would be enough for at least some spots of flash flooding during the time of heaviest rain, which again, one of those may be tonight near the south coast or far southern New England. The other one is likely going to end up being on late Friday night into Saturday. Dew point, for those of you curious about that, remains elevated through Debby's remnant on Saturday. Once Debby's remnant goes by, whoosh, that Canadian air, the one that I said was battling with the moisture, finally wins. Your dew point temperature goes down to the 50s, actually for days on end into the start of next week. For those of you like the day by day, here you go. We'll take it through tomorrow, which is going to find temperatures that are running only about 70 to 75. We are in kind of a cool stretch with an onshore flow. You get into Wednesday night, and again, the drier air is muscling in. It's taking over, so northern New England cools down pretty well. Notice Thursday, there's not a lot of rain to write home about. Maybe a shower here or there in southern New England. Temperatures are running about 75 to 80. You've got that drier, more comfortable air, but by Friday, it's that very air that creates the clash. The rain fills in. We get to Saturday. The rain continues for us off and on through the day. The gusty wind at the south coast briefly. And on Sunday, there's your better weather that comes back into play again. If you want to see it all in a 14-day forecast, you can see it, of course, both on Apple App Store and Google Play. You can download our Noyes 1 degree outside weather app. I hope you've enjoyed this deeper dive. I hope it gives you a little insight as to why the forecast looks the way that it does. I'll look forward to seeing you with more updates, and so will Danielle in the days ahead.